I'm preaching to the choir when I remind you that Judy was great with the Moss Group, as a partner, a family member, a mentor, and a friend. I will remember her most fondly as a friend, albeit. One should be so lucky to have a person of Judy's ilk in your life as a friend. I will say, although, that her kindness was not to be underestimated. Judy listened carefully. She was at times all business. Judy was a problem solver as well as an innovator. Judy Wood impacted the lives of people she had never met. So I want to end my comments by reciting a few stanzas of a Lauren Daigle song, Peace Be Still. I don't want to be afraid every time I face the waves. I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to fear the storm just because I hear it roar. I don't want to fear the storm. I don't want to fear the storm. Peace be still. Say the word and I will. Set my feet upon the sea till I'm dancing in the deep. Peace be still. You are here, so it is well. Even when my eyes can't see, I will trust the voice that speaks. Peace be still. I'm not going to be afraid because these waves are only waves. I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not going to fear the storm. You are greater than its roar. I'm not going to fear the storm. I'm not going to fear at all. Peace be still. Say the word and I will. Set my feet upon the sea till I'm dancing in the deep. Peace be still. You are here, so it is well. Even when my eyes can't see, I will trust the voice that speaks. Peace, peace over me. Let faith rise up, O heart believe. Let faith rise up in me. Let faith rise up, O heart believe. Let faith rise up in me. Peace be still. Judith Susan Lintner Wood.
Thank you, Reggie. And there were rumors, and they persist. So, all right, we have now moved to our open mic portion of the event. So if you wish to speak, yes, thank you, Mara.
Hi, my name is Mara Dotson, and I started the Moss Group in 2008 and was there for about 11, 12 years. And I think there's three things I just really wanted to say and share. The first is that we've talked how kind Judy is, but she was badass, bold woman, and I think we need to say that. She really was, and I was really grateful to get to see that. I mean, besides her real estate, which was incredible decision, she was incredible at the casinos. I don't know if many people know that. And was pretty bold, and I really admired that. And of course, we've talked a little bit about her boldness in terms of her fashion, but I just admired that so much about her. I think the second thing I really wanted to share is that I moved to D.C. in 2008. I was young and naive, and I didn't know the big world yet. And Judy and Andy took me in as their own, and were like aunts to me, and just taught me what it was to taught me what it was to be a woman, and I was really proud to be their adopted niece. So thank you. And the third thing I want to say is I just really loved her, and I miss her. Thank you.
So for this portion, you don't actually need to come up to the mic. We will send the mic around the room, and we have another one there. So we want to come up there? Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. There is a lot of people here, aren't there? First off, I just want to say thank you for being here, and thank you for everybody who has already spoken. It's been beautiful. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Leah Sales, and Judy was my godmother and one of the most important women and role models in my life. Unfortunately, tonight, nothing I can say today can truly equate to how I felt about Judy and what she meant to me. What I can tell you is that Judy's kindness, selflessness, and hard work shone through every facet of her life. She did so much for so many of us without asking for anything in return. When I would visit DC for Judy summer camps over the summers as a child, Judy treated me like the small human that I was, even though I was filled with trauma after losing my father. Judy presented me with happiness, stability, and a sense of adventure. She treated me with mutual love, respect, care, and kindness, no matter what my age. Instead of just a small child, I was Judy's little human, her adventure buddy, and her Leah Bia. In return, Judy was one of my best friends, my second mother, and the kind of woman I aspire to be. Judy selflessly, and Andy as well, took on their roles as my second set of parents that I never thought I would have had. She was my fellow Capricorn, and the woman who showed me how beautiful it is. Yes, Capricorns? She was my fellow Capricorn, the woman who showed me how beautiful it is to love outside of so-called traditional bounds. Judy taught me what feminism was for the first time at the age of, I think, 8. She made sure I made it to Italy with the Mosses more than once. She made me the best homemade popcorn, like Melissa mentioned, and always wondered at how my tastes were so adventurous. I know now it was because of her. Although we will all miss her physical presence in our lives forever, I know she is watching over and continuing to spread her kindness and compassion to each and every one of us from her spot in the stars.
Everyone. I was wondering if between the CPA and the Moss group, or any of the artists who were graced to be one of the artists that they showed at their house should say anything. And I kept on hearing about the jewelry. And I said, well, I feel as if I'm being called out. I am one of the artists that had the wonder and the pleasure of showing my work at their fabulous house. I think now of the couple that I made their wedding jewelry for, and I met them there, and their daughter is now in college. I think about me going and my ability to go to France, and three of the people responsible. In memory of one, I had the going away party at the house. Areta Kupchik, who is right here, was also responsible with her connection with a nonprofit called L'Arche, as well as Andy for being wonderful and supportive. When I think about Judy, I think about grace. And grace is unmerited mercy and unmerited good fortune. And being one of the artists, I feel that grace. Thank you.
I am Tricia Davis, and Judy was my favorite aunt. And you've heard an awful lot about our great adventures and how we shared a December birthday and how she was my mentor through college and walked me through getting my CPA certificate, and I now have a business of my own that I run very much along the lines of what Judy would have inspired me to do. And I just am so thankful to have been mentored by a strong, independent, super smart, kind, wacky, fun-loving woman. And we've heard so many things about Judy tonight, but one of the things that I think was her biggest legacy was in mentoring others. And guys, I don't mean to exclude you, but if you're a stronger, more independent woman, because Judy Wood was in your life, would you raise your hand, please? Right? Across all ages, across all professions, she inspired us. And I love her very much, and I will miss her.
Okay, does anybody else before we? Wonderful. Thanks.
Hi, can you hear me? Yes. Hello, there. So there's so much I can say, but everything's been said, except for one thing, and that is Judy had a wicked sense of humor. I mean, she was irreverent. And when the last time I saw her, and I've cried enough tonight, so hopefully I won't cry too much anymore, but the last time I saw her, which was really a lot of fun, which was on a Capricorn birthday party, she and I actually shared the exact same date of our birthdays. We were both born on December 23rd, and that did it. We were friends forever. So I had a Capricorn party, and she came, and she wore this wonderful T-shirt, and it was irreverent, and it was hysterical. And and so hopefully it won't offend anybody, but she had a great nativity scene on her shirt, and it was, Christmas night, and the big bubble said, "It's a girl." And of course, it was like the hit of the party. It was just hysterical. And it really just says so much about her wackiness and craziness. And so I'm glad that that's one of my last memories of her. And everything everybody has said, I can't repeat, but I confirm 100%.
My name is Matt Cate. For those of you who don't know me, I used to run the prison system in California. I was a public corruption prosecutor. I'm 6'2", 225 pounds, and I was a little afraid of Judy Wood. The truth is that we met through Andy, of course, as Andy and I were talking about, well, maybe we can combine my West Coast practice and your East Coast practice, and something beautiful could happen. And then came Judy with the numbers, like you would not believe. And I left that first time together thinking, that woman is wicked smart, which has been mentioned, and she is wicked protective of Andy Moss. And it came through to me like a wave. She was little and not physically at her best. The life force in that person is something I will never forget. I was impressed by it deeply, and I leave impressed with her intelligence and her love and dedication to her partner.
Okay, last call. Not on the drinks, don't worry, those are coming. Anybody else? Okay. I'm going to turn it over to Matthew.
Hello, name's Matthew Moss. I am Andy's nephew and Grady's son, and I consider myself Judy's nephew as well. Also Penny's nephew. I can't leave Penny out. I get in trouble for that. It's difficult to add to the wonderful things that have been said about Judy. Words like kind and fierce and bold and hilarious, all of those notions ring true for me. I'm one of the people who was blessed with the opportunity to stay at we called it the Moss DC HQ. I occupied the basement the summer of 2005, and one of the memories that I'll always carry with me that Judy and I made together was that we stood in line in the huge mile-plus long snake of a line to go see Ronald Reagan's casket lie in the State Rotunda. And one thing I learned from Judy and from Andy is to be a student of the place that you live, to observe those great historical moments that you happen to be lucky enough to be here for. And you know, I think about it now, and I was a college kid, and this was just to put it in chronological context. I had a CD player. CDs were these things, these physical discs, and you know, there'd be times standing in that line where we'd converse and we'd discuss the things that I was up to that summer in DC, and then there's times where she just let me listen to my music in the Walkman and was just there. And yeah, she was a little human being, but you know, she had this drive to do things like that. And you should have seen her out there at inaugurations. I mean, she can just deal with crowd stress, all of it. She was up for anything. The adventurousness is probably another word that comes to mind when I think about Judy. Her and Andy would take these random New York getaway weekends on the train, and you know, things like that really inspire me to be a little bit more impulsive and creative in my own life. And so we're all going to miss her deeply. But you know, another thing that I think is important to mention about Judy is that she really loved surprises. She really loved surprises.
Hi, everybody. It's an honor to take part in this incredible celebration, although I was not privileged enough to know Judy. When I spoke with Andy on the phone or on Zoom last week, we talked a lot about the importance of celebrating the soul and the spirit of this incredible human being. She talked about how much she loved opera and spontaneity and creating memories. And it's an honor to be here sharing that with you all this evening. I wasn't expecting to talk, but oh yes. So that aria was, initially we were talking about Libiamo, which is the drinking song from La Traviata by Giuseppe Verdi. Sorry, not Puccini. But this aria is from the finale of Act 1. It is sung by the character Violetta. And it talks about the importance of celebrating the freedom of the spirit and the courage to go out into the world and do great things. So I've been very inspired, and thank you all so much for including me in this beautiful, beautiful event.
Amazing. Well, thank you all. I think we're ready to adjourn to go and drink and eat and be merry and mingle and enjoy one another's company.